Hello, travelers, and welcome to the Horror Greenbook, the channel that takes you from coast to coast and con to con. I am your travel guide, Brendan, and I'd like to welcome you to our Monday live watch party that we have here in the Scary Sanctuary. I apologize for coming a bit later than our normally scheduled time, but as I made a community post earlier, I happened to do one of our local Cinemark's secret showing screenings that they have for some upcoming films. And they had a clue for this week's film that it would be something frightening. So I took that clue as being something involving horror, and my guess was either something that was either Hard Eyes or a Companion. And I was lucky, I got a chance to see Companion early. So that was a very cool experience. Anthony, what's going on? You like the late shows? All right, I'm glad to hear that. I may incorporate a few of them a bit later than usual from time to time. So I'm glad to hear that you're here. And, it's good for the West Coast people for sure, coming on a bit later. So I figured that wouldn't necessarily be the worst case scenario for all of my people out west. So what's going on, Tony? How's it going? Hopefully everything's good. And we're gonna start like we normally do. We'll give everyone, let's just say, a good 5 to 10 minutes until they trickle in. Hey, what's going on, Donovan? Yeah, it is awesome to catch some early screenings. I've been pretty lucky as of late, seeing The Fetus early, along with Screamboat and now Companion. Um, all three were pretty good watches, so I'm glad that it wasn't something that was very crappy. All right, so you kicking it? Yeah, beers and chicken strips. Hey, you're living the life there, Tony. Yeah, I had to pick up a bit of fast food on the way back home because it was just like, okay, I could grab something super early or I could just get right to the theater on time to catch the film and then come back and, you know, grab something really quick right before the live watch party. So I'm glad that you guys are here hanging out with me. Yes, this is the newer Crazies, the 2010 one. It's been a while since I've seen the Romero one, so I've been meaning to check that out again. We'll probably have to do another screening of that sometimes. But yeah, guys, the link is pinned in the chat, and it is, of course, on Tubi for those of you that don't have a digital copy or a physical copy of the Crazies. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed Companion. I didn't see the trailer beforehand, so I wasn't spoiled in regards to the premise. But I did see the trailer afterwards, and even with them spoiling what's happening in the film, there's still plenty of surprises in the story for sure. So I would say that even if you did have the story spoiled for you by already catching the trailer, I would say it's still worth a watch. Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher did a fantastic job. As I was mentioning, they've had a wonderful past couple of years with Jack doing everything with the boys being in Scream, and also with Sophie being in Yellow Jackets and Heretic. It's a great year. I think horror and thrillers are in a good place. There's a lot of great young actors that are involved in the scene. It's just, I feel like, up to the writers and the directors to give them something really good to work with. So I really recommend Companion. I personally recommend it, and I rated it a 4 out of 5. All right, Tony says, I'm so dumb. I just found out tonight Monkey Shines was Romero. I know it was King growing up because my mom read his shit and got confused. I feel that. I feel that. It's funny enough, I actually watched Monkey Shines with my mom as well. As I've mentioned before, my mom was a hell of a curator when it came to horror, and with her, working for the public library system, she would always bring home all the cool upcoming horror films or any horror film that she was remotely interested in, and she knew that I would watch it with her. So that's a very funny memory to think of with Monkey Shines. Yeah, Romero has some pretty surprising ones for sure. Also, Craven. Every time I think of like Craven and how much of a fanboy I am of his, I think of like Music of the Heart or whatever that film was that he did. That was just like completely out of left field. It's just like, okay, that's cool. Wes Craven getting in his more mainstream bag, I would say. But all right, it's 35 past the hour. We'll go ahead and start the film at 40 past the hour. So we'll give everyone some time to go ahead and gear up. Go ahead and hit the bathroom. Take that smoke break if you gotta go outside. Tell the kids good night. Whatever you gotta do. That Romero Carnival PSA thing. Yeah, that's pretty spooky. Yeah, that's really cool though, because it really puts me back in the mind of those really creepy PSAs back in the day. And what's funny, Donald Pleasance also was in a very, very crazy PSA that was based in the UK that was pretty creepy as well. I have to actually maybe pull that up because that was a freaking crazy one. I think I came across that one through to the one of the podcasts that I listened to. Let me see if I can actually pull that up because that was a freaky one. We may not watch it now, but we may watch it after the movie. Depends on how much time I'll have before showing it up. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. It's called Lonely Water. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me pull it up. Yeah, those old PSAs were freaking crazy, man. Like, talk about nightmare fuel. All right, let me pull that up. It's a quick one. It's only like a minute and a half long. Okay, give me a second, guys. And let me. All right, guys, we're going to watch Lonely Water. This is a UK PSA.
I am the spirit of dark and lonely water, ready to trap the unwary, the show-off, the fool. And this is the kind of place you'd expect to find me. But no one expects to find me here. It seems too ordinary. But that pool is deep. The boy is showing off. The bank is slippery. The show-offs are easy. But the unwary ones are easier still. This branch is weak, rotten. It'll never take his weight. Only a fool would ignore this. But there's one born every minute. Under the water there are traps, old cars, bedsteads, weeds, hidden depths. It's the perfect place for an accident.
Oh, look, there's someone in the water. Quick, use that big stick to get him out.
Sensible children. I have no power over them.
Oi, mate, that's a stupid place to swim. Hey, go over and get that thing to wrap him in. You don't have to feel cold, mate. How long was you in there? Ew, what thing?
I'll be back.
Yeah, talk about creepy. So yeah, you have Dr. Loomis give you all types of crazy thoughts with random kids being kid stuff. I mean, you gotta think about it. There are so many opportunities for us to have ended up on the news for doing stupid stuff as a kid. So that was pretty crazy to see. Yeah, it does look like an Italian horror film for sure. It does have a very giallo feel to it. Yeah, that was very cool. This trailer's better than Exorcist 2. Yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah. They were just like, "Oh, I may have gotten a content warning claim about that." Okay, that's totally cool. No worries. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get geared up for the crazies. Hopefully everyone's set and get ready to press your play button. Let's count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. Yeah, let me go ahead and get set up here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this film. Be some good Timothy Oliphant in here. Let me turn off my audio output. There we go. Commercial out of the gate. Oh man, I hate to hear that, Donovan. But thankfully, it's at the beginning. But that's crazy how that happens. You've only seen it once, Tony? Hey, we got Papa Goss in the house. What's up, Josh? Candy Crush. Crazy Candy Crush ads. Well, if you guys are getting them early, I'm pretty sure I'll probably get one myself. I'll give you a time check here pretty shortly. Glad you're here, Josh. We got a good crowd of people in here, ready to indulge in some horror fun. Glad to have you. Let's see, we are at 1 minute and 45 seconds to Donovan and anyone that may be joining in. Hey, I appreciate that, Josh. I'm trying to expand and do a little bit more. This is a pretty good and worthy remake. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Donovan. I'm looking forward to hearing or reading your reactions to certain scenes. This is a pretty good watch. This is one that kind of gets overlooked in the hate for remakes because it's actually a pretty good remake. Yeah, it really was. I was really surprised with it. And that's why I try to watch every remake, at least if they have some sort of actual love or respect with the original behind it. And it doesn't hurt that the original, The Crazies, is kind of underrated as well. It's not necessarily the best film, so or nor is it the film that kind of has like the biggest fan base. So it kind of loans itself to that principle that a lot of people have about remakes, to where it's just like remake that film that didn't get the fanfare that it deserved the first time around. Hey, I appreciate that, Josh. That's right. Hit that like button, y'all. Smash the button. Another thing that I like about this film is they really get to it. You don't wait very long before you get to the issue at hand. Yeah, I mean, this is quite a way to start off the film. Yeah, I mean, talk about grabbing your attention like straight from the start. Yeah, and I mean, and you gotta have those things about remakes. The remake is as old as Hollywood. I mean, people didn't have physical media, so people just remade films every 5 to 10 years. Like we're fortunate, like the fact that we get to watch all of our favorites at home and rewatch them. Like I mean, it would be awesome to see Halloween in theaters like every 4 to 5 years, but it's even better to have it at home to watch it whenever. Yeah, they did this film right. And I think they were really, really inspired by the Dawn of the Dead remake with this because you'll see some similarities with it, and it's cool to see a ghost face in a heroic role. Right, right, Tony. I mean, having those memories attached with it. I mean, getting your friends together, get the Pepsi and Cokes, and not only that, but I mean, you're renting your VHS, but also you're renting video games too. So I mean, it was awesome to be able to grab a game and a movie, pop some popcorn, grab a pizza, got some Chips Ahoy cookies or whatever your favorite snacks were. Man, those were the days. And the closest thing that I have to that nowadays is going to horror conventions. Oh, there's my first ad. Going to horror cons really reminds me of that feeling, especially hanging out with everyone after the con. Everyone's hanging out at karaoke or getting their drinks. I mean, that's the cool thing about it. We can add alcohol into the mix now. Yeah, Lil C's, movies, games all for $20. Man, can't beat that. And then not only that, but you may have had a buddy that may have gotten like a brand new video game for his birthday or Christmas, and he's bringing it over. Man, that those were fun times. Yeah, guys. I mean, it was a simple time before bills and such. Yeah, you're right, Anthony. They really were the best. Like responsibility threshold was pretty low. That's what I told my kiddo. I'm like, dude, live it up, man. Seriously, have as much fun as possible because once you really feel like you're an adult while you're still young, stuff really starts to blur. So I try to hold on to those moments at conventions, especially when I get to meet you guys. It's really similar to that because we're getting this time to like chat about our favorite movies and experiences and everything. So by the time that we really do see each other face to face, it's just like I mean we're just catching up. We're old buddies. Yeah, latchkey kids. Oh man, it's so hard to think about that nowadays. Like my kid is nowhere near as mature to be able to be a latchkey kid. Like, and I was like half of his age coming home, just walking a good distance from school. It's like, don't answer the door for anyone. Don't answer the phone for anyone. Even though we did, it's just like whatever. We knew when to expect our parents back, and it's just like, all right, well, as long as company's out of that by then, it's just kind of like those Fresh Prince of Bel Air episodes or Weird Science where you have to clean up the house before the parents come home, or you may have been one of those kids that whose parents just totally didn't notice. I had friends like that too. Yeah, checking in for the movie posters when they got rid of them. Oh, that was the best. Or if you got in really cool with one of the employees and they came to expect you asking for those same things. So they were just like, hey, man, I already got some posters saved up for you in the back, man. I was just waiting for you to come back. Oh, excellent hookup. No alcohol in the bloodstream. None of that. No bath salts. Oh, man. Who remembers the bath salt scares of the 2010s? Wild times. CPS came to the pad once after fighting with my younger brother. I was like, my dad's not here. I'm 14 years old, and slammed the door in his face. Hey, that's the way. That's one way to handle it. Like, seriously. Hey, Bumper, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here, buddy. We're just watching the Crazies. I'm personally at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Things are starting to ramp up. Yeah, it's really cool. Donovan hasn't seen this before, and Tony says he's seen this once, I believe. So that's really cool. And the last time I've seen this, it's been a few years. Yeah, the Crazies won overwhelmingly. And this has a really good cast. Yeah, well, hopefully everyone's doing good this week. I'm trying to just pump out some extra content and stuff. I just saw Companion earlier tonight. Pretty good watch. I would recommend seeing it. Whether or not you want to see it in theaters or waiting for streaming, really would depend on who you are. I would say it's worth to see in theaters, but also I can see why some people wait to catch it on streaming. But I enjoy the theater experience, and it was cool to see it early. But basically, I'm going to do a review of that most likely tomorrow, and then I have to get ready for Creep Icon, which will be I'll get to Ontario, California on Thursday, and I'll be staying until Monday morning. So I'm still unsure of what my plans will be because I mean I've only been to Southern California one other time before this, and that was for Creep Icon the year before last. So I would have left to have done more sightseeing, but now it's just kind of like, well, I don't know whether or not I want to get a rental car and decide to do some sightseeing, especially with everything that's been going on with the fires and such. So I may just hang tight near the hotel and do some, sightseeing nearby. We'll see. Ontario's close enough to San Diego, except San Diego's way cooler. I'd imagine so, Tony, for sure. I definitely want to check out San Diego very soon, for sure. But whenever I do make it out near that way, man, you're definitely going to be notified for sure. What's Companion about, Bumper? To give you a synopsis without spoiling it, a girl that's been dating this guy gets to meet his friends for a trip, like a getaway, and she gets to learn a bit more about them than expected. Without giving away too much, I would say think Ready or Not meets The Stepford Wives meets what's the other one I would say? Hmm. There's another film that I would probably compare it to. That's pretty close to films like Your Next. Things of that nature. Oh, The Menu. The Menu. That's also what it kind of reminded me of. So think of like a hodgepodge of those films. And if you kind of like any of those, then I would recommend seeing it. So you're gonna be missing CreepyCon? Oh man, I hate to hear that, Bumper. If I would have known that, I would have told you just get me the item that you wanted to have signed by the guy from Voyage of the Demeter. But if you do want that signature on anything else, just let me know, man. I'd be happy to get it for you. Bro, Tony, I was just thinking about Tales from the Crypt earlier because as I was looking on my Fire Stick, there was a episodes of Tales from the Crypt Keeper on there, and I was just like, man, that was a fun little show to watch as a kid, and how we definitely need more Tales from the Crypt media, especially the movies. Like Demon Knight is one of my all-time favorites, and Bordello of Blood is pretty underrated. And what's funny is there was a third one that a lot of people aren't aware of. What was the name of that third one, guys? Anyone that's it's kind of like the one that's dealing with like voodoo or whatever, or something with witchcraft. I've only seen it like one time, but that was a pretty good one. Well, I mean, Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood. The third one was okay. Speak No Evil was damn good flick. Yeah, Speak No Evil was good. Well, I can only speak on the original one. I haven't seen the James McAvoy one, but I've heard really good things about it. Now I've heard that they actually maybe changed a couple of things enough to make it very interesting. Yeah. Oh man, this seems so crazy. I saw the third one, but I thought they just attacked the yeah attached. Yeah, I think it was something they just attached the name to. It was crazy because it was years before I even heard anything about it. I think I saw it like at a rental spot, and I was just like, "Wait a second, this has the Tales from the Crypt name on it." So I was a bit confused by that. Yeah, Demon Knight is a classic. Like I remember seeing Demon Knight in theaters with my sister. I begged her to take me to that theater. It's funny because I remember that showing because it was one of the few times that I went to that particular theater that we went to. Um, it's crazy because everyone knows, like, growing up, we all have our particular theaters that we go to. Even nowadays, like, we'll go to, like, the one that's close by or the one that has the best seats or um, just a good theater house. Like, I like going to the Alamo Draft House that's not too far away from here. Um, but that one was one that was off the beaten path for us. And I remember that being a very cool theater. And that was such a fun experience. Billy Zane is freaking awesome in that. And Jada Pinkett made a very, very cool final girl in that film. That may be something we may have to watch together one of these days. Got Demon Knight on VHS. That's a dope one. Actually, I think I have Demon Knight on VHS as well. Yeah, it's over there sitting on my VHS. It's crazy because I've been starting to get a few more VHSs here and there, but whenever I can find them for a good cost. Same thing, yeah. Creepshow 3. Oh my gosh, Creepshow 3, and then like there's another one. There's like a Creepshow 4 too. Ugh, yuck, absolutely disgusting. Yeah, Billy Zane is so cool. Like Billy Zane is nice. It's cool to actually see him at cons. He's always dressed to the nines, looking very Billy Zane-ish. I mean, Billy has almost been like the epitome of cool for me since the '90s. He's been one of those guys who made the seamless transition from having hair to being bald and still being cool. Like certain guys can do that. It's like Bruce Willis, a few other guys that's just like, all right, I can lose hair follicles and still be that cool guy. Yeah, VHS Club approved, that's for sure. Yeah, it's rad that she took me to go see that. I had to go see Ghost with my sister. I was pissed. Thankfully, most of my siblings were very supportive of my love of horror. I can think of at least I'm the youngest of five, so I can think of my siblings doing something very cool horror related for me growing up at least once. So I always joke that my brother took me to go see my first Jason movie in theaters, which so happened to be Jason Goes to Hell. I still apologize to him for making him sit through that movie, knowing that he was just like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Even me as a kid is just like, "What's going on in this film?" But I got to see boobs, so that was awesome. Yeah, the VHS prices are getting crazy. Um, Speaking of crazy prices, did you guys see like the Terrifier 3 VHS at Walmart? It's like $30. Now I'm all for supporting VHS, but $30, that's a bit much for me. But it is a double VHS, so I'll at least give them that. Maybe I'll be able to catch it marked down, or maybe I'll just go ahead and shell out the funds to get it, knowing the fact that it's going to go up in value anyway. Somebody will want to purchase it for 50 if I decide to get rid of it. So this shot reminds me a lot of Pearl. I think Pearl definitely probably got that shot in the lake from here. And Bumper, I'll take you up on that. I will gladly take you up on purchasing some. Jason Goes to Hell was actually one I watched with my dad, and the tip part made it weird. Yeah, it definitely made it weird with my brother, but I much rather see it with my brother than my mom. So that was definitely a plus in regards to that. I would have felt some obligation to look away with my mom being there, but with my brother, it was just like, oh, I'm getting an eyeful right now. I'm taking advantage of this. What's my favorite VHS that I have? It's probably my The Thing. I have The Thing on VHS, and it's actually I think it's one of the earlier copies. It's not a reissued one, so I'm pretty happy with that one for sure. And then me being a Dream Warriors fan, I'm lucky with mine, but with mine it's a reissued copy. It looks like the original one, but the guy who sold me the VHS was very ethical, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna let you know, though this looks like the original ones that came out, the first editions, this isn't." So I salute that guy, but I was still very happy to get that VHS for like $7 regardless. So I could have cared less. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate Jason Goes to Hell a lot more. Yeah, and we got our first glimpse of Freddy in a Jason movie. For real, Donovan. That was the one thing I couldn't wait to get to school and brag to all my friends about. It was just like, man, y'all won't believe what I saw, man. Freddy Krueger made an appearance at the end of the new Jason movie. And no one believed me unless you were one of those ones who eventually saw it. And it's funny to think about nowadays because that was a schoolyard battle for kids who are horror fans. Who would win, Freddy versus Jason? And I was always Team Freddy. But we're all hype as little kids or horror fans that saw that scene, and we're thinking, man, we're going to finally get Freddy versus Jason. It's going to be in a year now. It's going to be, pretty soon. Lo and behold, it wouldn't be until I went off to college that I would see Freddy versus Jason. But yeah, $30 for a VHS is crazy. Oh, you have a first pressing of Return of the Living Dead? Oh, That and my Turbo Kid Kickstarter. Yo, that's dope to get Turbo Kid on VHS. Yo, I'm a huge Turbo Kid fan. Bumper says, "Oh man, I found out today that James Cameron canceled making the sequel to Aliens now because avatars are take too long to finish." Oh man, I mean James, I love you, James. Put a hold on the avatars. Give us the Aliens sequel that we've been waiting decades for, that we all know, love, and deserve. That would make me so happy as a horror fan and as a James Cameron fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Avatars are breathtaking films to take in and watch if you're watching them on the IMAX screen. You're enjoying them on 3D. They're made for that. But other than watching it that first time, they're kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You know, I could care less. That ending was better than the actual Freddy versus Jason. Tony, I'm with you on that. And yeah, Donovan, we waited too long. I mean, seriously, I'm a little kid, and I'm thinking, wow, in a year now we're gonna get Freddy versus Jason. This is what we want, and it would have been cool if they had, you know, or if they were able to pump out a script, an adequate 90 script in time, because we would have gotten a younger Robert Englund who would have been more spry to play Freddy. We would have gotten Kane Hodder in his prime. I think we could have gotten like a really cool director. Even if we could have got someone like a Rennie Harlan, if we could have got him to come back to do something like that, that would have been so badass in the 90s. But hey, I mean, in some alternate dimension, we got it. So Tony says, I was in second grade on the playground. Some kid told me about Freddy. I was, yeah, for real. I mean, I couldn't wait to be that kid. I'm just like, man, no one's gonna believe me. I spent way more than 30 for a tape. Yeah, for real. I mean, for some tapes, they're definitely worth it. Like I would spend an adequate amount for some VHS for that have either a certain level of notoriety, rarity, or something that I have some sort of love for that I just have to have it. You've never seen Avatar? Yeah, I mean, I don't watch kids movies. That's a good one. Oh man, yeah, Bumper. I mean, and you know, I'm not someone that hates on Alien 3, but that's not what we wanted. That is not what we wanted after Aliens. And I mean, I'm all for nihilistic, movies that have no sense of happiness at all, and that is totally Alien 3. There's no joy in that movie, but at the same time, it's just like, man, why did you guys do like Hicks and Newt like that? I mean, it's just like you have us love these characters and then just, do them like that. I'll never forgive them. Never. They should have tied Freddy's parents to the camp or something. Yeah, that would have been something really cool. I mean, I haven't gone through all of the scripts that people handed in for potential Freddy versus Jason movies, but just from the ones that they mentioned in Never Sleep Again, there were going to be some very cool ones in there, especially the one that they mentioned with Freddy being like really old and disheveled, and he's losing his power from having a hold on the kids, and that one sounded really cool. I spent 300 at the Vegas Jamboree on 3 tapes. What 3 tapes were those, Anthony? We have to know. I just reached my next ad, guys. Which tapes did you get? I am extremely, extremely curious. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to Creep IE Con. Um, there's no, well, I mean, other than Elvira, there's no real celebrities that I'm just really, really, really hyped to go see. But she's definitely one of them. That's, you know what, Tony. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was gonna say Spookies would probably be high on that list for me. I would also probably spend a good amount of money on a good conditioned The Pit or Frankenhooker. Also, Driller Killer because I have a bit of nostalgia of being a kid and being so freaked out by the Driller Killer cover. And now when I look at it, it's so obviously fake. But as a kid, it was just something about seeing that drill and the blood and the look on the guy's face. But it looks so goofy nowadays. That's hilarious. Yeah, Bumper. I was just seeing the story about that. That's so crazy. Yeah, that's so cool. The ones they used in the movies. That was something that I was always pretty curious about. So that's very dope that that's been found. Yeah, that was major news. Especially as a Freddy fan, because then you get a good idea of what they actually looked like, and then for the Freddy cosplayers, knowing that they could actually come across those boots in the wild, um, as far as like knowing what model they are and knowing that they're the ones with the ridges underneath, that's pretty dope. Oh, that's cool that you can stream the Super Bowl on Tubi. Very awesome. Right at 28 minutes for anyone that may be just joining. He needs to do one more Freddy movie because no matter what, no one will pull it off like England. I'm with you. I would love for them to do something like that, or something to where they're either passing the torch. I'm trying to figure out who would be someone to pass off Freddy to, because at this point, I'm kind of trying to transition to the point of thinking that maybe because the character is just getting so big now, some of these characters, like with Freddy now, well, with Jason, I should say, Jason has already been played by so many people by the time that they got to Kane. Kane just kind of revitalized the role. But I look at Jason as kind of like James Bond in a way. And different people are going to have different portrayals. I think Jackie Earl Haley would have been like, well, he did a pretty good job as Freddy, but the script did him so dirty. Um, I remember being very happy that they casted Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger, but once I saw that it was just going to be a digital shit show, I was just like, all right, there's no hope for that. I would have liked for them to give Jackie a good swing at portraying Freddy under practical makeup effects and practical effects at the film, because I mean, let's just be honest. Nightmare on Elm Street films do best under practical effects. If you're gonna do CG, you have to kind of use it as kind of like a fine brush. You can't use it like a sledgehammer. It should accentuate certain things that we were never able to make happen in the 80s. We shouldn't necessarily make that the entire reason to go there. I think that's one of the things we've learned with the past few decades with CGI is that it works best as let it be the cherry on the cherry or the whipped cream for the sundae. It's not the ice cream. Kevin Spacey as Freddy. I mean, Kevin Spacey in real life is pretty scary right now. Thank goodness I never served in the military and ended up in the same room as that guy. My goodness. That blade to the shoulder reminded me of the Dawn of Chainsaw scene and Dawn. Yeah, yeah. the chainsaw scene and done. No, you're good. You're good. I got you, Donovan. Yeah, digital should be used sparingly. Yeah, for sure. I mean, something that's reality based that you can actually touch is the best. Like, as someone that loves the thing and someone that, you know, really thinks that, CJ definitely did the thing prequel dirty as well because the story was pretty good. You know, it was pretty engaging. I think it fit in pretty nicely with Carpenter's The Thing. But man, that CGI The Thing is ugly. Like my goodness, I would have loved to have them to keep with the actual the practical creature that they had created. That looked so cool and that would have looked great on film and would have aged fantastically. Yeah, yeah, you're right about Scott. Yeah. That's one of those things about a lot of those celebs getting older. I met the guy who was sitting at his table and he said Scott was super super cool. So I'm hoping that, he feels better in regards to his back and everything and he'll be at many cons to come, hopefully. The best CGI movie? Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is very up there. Let me see. My goodness, let me see. Some good CGI movies that have aged very well. Hmm. Starship Troopers comes to mind for sure. They did very well with that. Man. It's kind of one of those things that you're just like, what CGI movie has aged well that looks well in 2025? Because that's the thing. A lot of that stuff looks really good as a contemporary movie, but the technology moves so quickly. Let me think on that. Let me think on that, Tony. I'll get back to you to see if anything else comes to mind that I just feel like, wow, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, they did use practical effects for the Thing prequel. And if you see some of the behind the scenes footage of the creature from the Thing, um, you'll see that it's terrifying. It's something that is on par with the effects in the Carpenter The Thing, and that's saying a lot because there were wizards that worked on that film, but the fact that they decided no, let's use CGI, ugh, sickening. Poltergeist, Poltergeist was actually pretty good too. Let me see. Um, Underworld's CGI wasn't half bad. That's something that I looked at not too long ago when the CGI that they used in that wasn't too bad. Try to see if there's anything else. What's really crazy is television has found a way to use CGI better than blockbuster Hollywood movies have, which is crazy because I mean, if you think of like CGI of when they use like sci-fi channel level CGI or the Dune TV movie, that level of CGI is crazy. Oh yeah, bumper. That's an awesome poster to have, man. Yeah, I mean, Poltergeist has aged so well. I haven't watched that with my kiddo yet. That's something I actually need to watch with him pretty soon. Yeah, yeah, those autographs are really high. Yeah, especially for Heather. Yeah, I'm a part of a few different autograph groups, especially revolving around horror. And there was a bit of a controversy around a guy who thought that he had received Heather's autograph. And when I tell you this was a debate that raged on for a couple of hundred comments, and I was riveted as someone that is fascinated by that, because we have a celebrity that's passed away, and we have different experts within the autograph scene, and some people are just like, well, Heather signed like this, and it's just one of those things. It's just like so cool to see people debate about. Yeah, you only move the headstones. Yeah, that's a classic. I'll never forget my first time watching that. And I want to go to the actual apartments in or the building in Poltergeist 3. I'm actually like I like all the Poltergeist movies. I think that was a nice set of films that went in very well together for sure. Yeah, that scene where he drinks the worm. Yeah, yeah. That one's crazy. Or the one the mirror scene where he's pulling off his skin and everything like that. Like, oh, that's there's so much like nightmare fuel in that film. Like, absolute masterpiece. I went on her autograph. I was on yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, when she got moon face from it, yeah, it makes me sad. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, because I remember hearing that her sister sells some of her autographs and things of that nature as well. And I heard that her sister was pretty much a bit of an authority on her signature as well. Yeah, the iconic pitchfork scene. Yeah, it's like her schoolwork and things of that nature. Yeah, it's a bit controversial. That's why I was saying like there's a whole big debate around Heather's um autograph right now. But I get it though. I mean, I look at it this way. They're considered almost like official documents now. And especially keepsakes, and especially if it goes towards her sister um living a better life and things of that nature. I'll go for it, especially if there are fans willing to pay for it. Like for instance, like I would pay for official autographs from like certain people like Dwayne Jones, Donald Pleasance, Bella Lugosi, so many other people. You know, the list goes on and on. And the fact that I'll probably never receive their autographs. So if I could get an autograph on a check or something that they've had, I would totally do that. If it helps their family or something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's because she was a kid. I totally get that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Donovan. It's just like, just gonna stand there. Yeah, because it hurts to see them. Yeah, I get that. And plus, if it's something that would give joy to you know, their fans that really enjoyed seeing them in movies, and especially the fact that people that should be able to see these celebrities at cons. I mean, there's no reason why. Well, I mean, theoretically, in a perfect world, why Heather or Dominique shouldn't be able to, see their fans at a convention today. If life was fair. So to be able to have those little keepsakes are pretty awesome. You're getting your picture in front of the Poltergeist house when Monsterpalooza happens in May this year. I think I'll be able to make Monsterpalooza. That'd be dope. Let me know if you do that, man. I'll definitely try to go out that way. I think in May is when I feel more comfortable doing some sightseeing and everything out that way. Like while people are actively trying to recover from losing their houses, it doesn't seem right to like search out the A Nightmare on Elm Street house and the Halloween houses and things of that nature. Speaking of celebrities that died pretty young, another celebrity that I definitely wouldn't mind receiving their autograph from in regards to like homework or something would be the very iconic, very sweet Judith Barcy. And those of you who know that name will remember her from, playing Ducky in the A Land Before Time films and also in All Dogs Go to Heaven. Very tragic way of passing that little girl. I like curse her dad to this day. Like that was just like so tragic. See, Tony says, here's a side note. Elizabeth Smart was living in the ditches of Lakeside near Heather's family's apartment when she was kidnapped. Really? That's so crazy. Yeah, for real, Donovan. This is a pretty cool movie. I love how like seriously, they really ramp up everything. Okay, cool. I'll probably tag along with you. I'm pretty sure that I was gonna be having a rental regardless or something. But yeah, if you're gonna be there, man, let's definitely go hang out together and go see some of those sites. Yep, all of them booted. Can't get out. Yeah, yeah, Heather had been gone for a while, but that's crazy. It really just shows like how small of a world it is. Like I was watching wow. Get out the truck. Get out the truck. Let me see. And that reminds me of how like recently I was watching the recent Grim Life Collective video about Ed Kemper and how there were just like multiple killers running around at the same time. That's a pretty cool idea that I also have been thinking about in regards to a short film. Like how there could be multiple killers operating in the same area that may know of each other, that may know each other's work from the differences of the method in which they do their kills, but may not know of each other and have a fear and respect of each other. And I want to think of a pretty cool storyline involving maybe like three serial killers in the same area and how they end up becoming intertwined with each other and what fun may come about that. Yeah, Lakeside Small. Oh, the first thing you see there is the rodeo. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Bumper. I was gonna most likely do like a cool little vlog just walking down that street because there's just like so many, you know, famous homes there. So I would absolutely really enjoy that. And then also just having someone that I've been, getting to know over the past year on the vlog and just hang out more with you guys, and that would be a very, very cool and fun experience. Nice, nice. I hope to see them. I definitely hope that I'll see them when they come around. Hey, make me Ghostface for you. How's it going? It's been a while. Glad to see you in here. Yeah, I gotta hit up the Elm Street house for sure, Tony, for sure. Like, as a Freddy fanboy, that is very high on my list. Like, I actually like have a real deal list of addresses that I really want to go check out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I figured that I'll just wait for Monster Palooza, and then just do some more of the sites that I want to go and check out. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Make me Ghostface for you. Just getting back from the theater not too long ago. I saw a early screening of Companion, so that was pretty dope. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it for sure. So if you're into films like The Menu or Ready or Not, The Hunt, I would definitely recommend checking it out. All right, got a T-Mobile commercial. Thankfully, I've been pretty scarce on the commercials on this live watch along. So I would say where I am currently in the film, it's probably one more ad break. All right, let's see where we are in the film. Yeah, I'm gonna do my review for that film tomorrow. Yeah, I'm at well, actually, yeah, we're at 47 and 10 minutes, so I'll probably have two more ad breaks. Yeah, it would be nice to have Scotty beam us out of here. You have to get Craig Schaefer and David Arquette autographs at Monster Palooza. Yeah, I'm really excited about the vendors. Like, seriously, everyone's been telling me about the vendors at Monster Palooza, and even when looking at people's walkthroughs from previous years, I've always said the same. I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to bring an extra set of luggage or have to send some stuff via FedEx. It's like, get in, gotta go in, gotta go in. I hear footsteps. Yeah, I love the predicament with this film. It reminds me a lot of Cloverfield, where it was just kind of like, okay, we got to get out of the city or out of the town. We're dealing with the immediate threat, which in this film is, of course, the infected people, but also you have a secondary antagonist, which would be the people that are supposed to protect us, but then again, by protecting us, well, us as a collective, they're cutting the people who are at ground zero off from the rest of the population. So pretty much that means you're out of luck. So I always loved those types of scenarios in films. Let's see. Bringing back commercials that taught you something like pizza specials. Remember growing up in the 80s, my dad? Yeah. That was like the best. So, you got any specials going on right now? Yeah, we got this, and this. And it's like, okay, I'll call you back. Because we got like 2 or 3 other pizza places to call. We got to weigh out these decisions, guys. So Bubber says, let's put it this way: the vendors at Texas Frightmare and Horror Hound have nothing on the Monsterpalooza vendors, and that's very very telling because Texas Frightmare has some amazing vendors, and that's a ton of them too. So the fact that you're saying that says a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh. Yeah. The that Cloverfield one was pretty dope. It just makes me think of how John Goodman should have been in way more horror. We are on 51 minutes and 13 seconds, Donovan. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Tony. Seriously, man. I remember it. I was about to be like, Dad, they said this and that. Okay, I'll call you back. Yep, that's right. Oh, man. Yeah, man. I mean, if your dad was anything like my dad, he was definitely going to make sure to get the best deal. he doesn't, he didn't care if he would save 10 cents. He was going to make sure to save that 10 cents. But looking back at it in hindsight, my dad's being a cheapskate rubbed off in the right ways with me being a collector and into certain things. It showed me ways to bargain that I never knew that I possessed. King Ralph's is pretty horrific to sit through. Okay. Yeah, I you know what? I have never seen King Ralph. I know what King Ralph is about. I remember when it came out as a kid. But you know what? Because you said something about that, and you may have been the only other person than myself that remembers King Ralph. So I may actually check that out. And that was prime, like Roseanne John Goodman right there. I get that. I get that. I feel that balling when it comes time for payday, and then after that, it's just like we're making it stretch. I feel that I've had my moments like that as well. I had to learn. Have I ever done any videos on my collection? No, I haven't, Donovan. But you know what? I probably should one of these days. But whenever I clean this freaking room up, I'm usually always either on the go or so tired from coming back from a con, I have no enthusiasm to do it. But one of these days I will. I'm gonna do a collection video and just show you guys my small humble collection. You saw King Ralph at a fifth grade friend's birthday party. It's funny how you remember stuff like that. I remember seeing Batman and Robin at a friend's birthday party, and we hit up the Pizza Hut buffet afterwards. Oh, so much fun. And it's funny because we kind of got the camp of Batman and Robin as kids, so we actually enjoyed it. We knew it was crap, but we were just like, this is actually pretty fun crap. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, hamming it up with all of these crazy one-liners. Uma Thurman looking pretty hot as Poison Ivy. We got a very hot Alicia Silverstone, and I don't know what those producers were smoking. She looked amazing. You forgot about that one? Make me go space for you. Yeah, no, it's crazy how like you'll have like one of those repressed memories, and then someone will mention it. And you're just like, wait a second, how did I forget about that? But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check out King Ralph. You remember Encino Man for a buddy's birthday party in fourth grade? Started trying to talk like the weasel. Hey, don't wheeze the juice, man. Like, it's so crazy. I could probably quote, even though I haven't seen Encino Man in probably a good 5 to 7 years, I could probably quote a good 90% of the film verbatim. I've seen it that many times. I had it on VHS. I probably actually still have that VHS copy at my mom's house. Yeah, I really need to go grab those VHS, guys. I really do. Yeah, the 90s were pretty fun. Buddy. Man, Pauly Shore. It was a wild time. Like, we gave Pauly Shore a real life career. Like, I saw Biodome in theaters. I saw Son in Law in theaters. Like, it's crazy, man. I donated my $3.50 to go to the movie theaters and see that stuff. Oh man, this scene right here. Josh says, saw Batman and Robin with my parents in the theaters, and being a kid was exactly what I needed to appreciate that film. Exactly, exactly. Like, seeing certain films at the right age will just get you right there. Like, for me, I wasn't taking that film seriously. As a kid, looking at the trailer should have told you to not take that film serious at all. Like, this is all cartoon fun right here. And you have to be able to embrace that. And that's something that I was kind of thinking about earlier, as like how I was talking about how I just got on Letterbox not too long ago, and I was having a friend that was talking about how some of these people take Letterbox too seriously. He was just like, dude, how can you be a 45-year-old man and you're shitting on the new Disney movies that are based on CGI? And it's just like, dude, this isn't made for you. Like, now, even though my kid enjoys golden era Disney, he's used to seeing modern day CGI stuff. So he really enjoyed seeing the new Mufasa movie. I know I would probably hate it, but it's not made for me. It's just like, what do I look like in the hallway after the film, standing on my soapbox talking about Disney's just lost it. Da 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 da. Now, what I can say is, I can rant all I want about Disney and what they've done to Star Wars. But in regards to like stuff that's actually made for kids, come on, man, get over yourself. You're expecting the Mufasa film to be Citizen Kane? Madness. Yeah, and I didn't know that like Pauly Shore's mom was like an actual like legend in the stand-up comedy scene. Like, didn't they own like the Comedy Store or the Improv? They owned one of those famous clubs out there, out west. And the fact that she owned it for the longest, that's super cool. David says, I met Brendan Fraser while I was cosplaying as Bane and he loved it. He was great. Oh, that's dope. I would so love to meet Brendan Fraser. He's one of those dudes that I've enjoyed his career pretty much since Encino Man. Like The Mummy, George of the Jungle. I mean, this dude's been in a Academy Award Best Picture. I mean, it was Crash, but it still counts. And I'm proud for him winning his Oscar as well. So that's pretty dope. And you're right, Josh. Pauly Shore was the man. Watch plays, movie, adoption is jokes. Son-in-law was great. Yes, son-in-law was fun. Watch Paulie's movie Adoption. Okay. If the kid likes it, that's all that matters. And I can't stand Disney anymore. Exactly, Tony. Like seriously, I'm not in Disney's demographic anymore. I mean, as an adult, I know what Disney is all about now. I mean, so I'll let the kids have have their time with Disney. There's plenty of time for them to realize that it's a corporation, as long as they like it, that's all that matters. Yeah, when he gets hit in the gut during Son of Life. Why did you do that? Yeah, Mitzi. Yeah, the L.A. Comedy Store. That's right, Tony. I figured you know. I figured you know. I knew you guys would know. That's what I enjoy about you guys. You guys know your stuff, so it's just like I don't have to go Google. I can ask. I know one of you guys will know the answer. Yeah. So it was the L.A. Comedy Store. Yep. And they lived behind the comedy club. That's so cool. Like I didn't find that out until mm, pretty much recently. Like I was just watching a Pauly Shore interview, and he was talking a lot about his mom and meeting a lot of famous comedians when he was a kid. So I'm just like, oh, that's really cool. Why did you do that? Right? That's such a good movie. Like seriously, like Son-in-Law is a very very cool one. Like Paulie was on top of the world. This is a pretty cool scene here too with the car wash one. Hold on here, guys. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Just sending a quick text off. Yeah, but I do a son-in-law watch every so often. It's one of those films that whenever it's on TV that you can't help but tune in and watch. And then Carla, oh, the amazing Carla in that film. She looks just as hot today as she did back then. Oh wow! So Paulie lives in Vegas next to Nicolas Cage now. That's dope. Yeah, I feel you on that. He's just one of those personalities that whenever you see him, you can't help but giggle a little bit. He's just like, just one of those guys. The '90s were a time. Like it kind of also reminds me of like you guys remember that guy who won the MTV's "I Want to Be a VJ" commercial? Like what was his name? Was it Jesse? He kind of gave off a lot of like if he was kind of like the Pauly Shore that was dropped on his head. And it's crazy because looking back on it, Jesse probably wasn't as suited to be a VJ. He just kind of had like a really cool and fun persona. The dude who came in second place, who ended up actually working for MTV, he was actually the more suited VJ. I would say he was just a little bit more straight edge. Let's see. Paulie has a band. They do YouTube vids from his garage. Oh, that's crazy. I have to check that out. The bumper says, "Do you happen to remember the movie Blood In, Blood Out?" That's the one movie I know every line from. Oh man, of course, man. I know that, man. Hey, exactly. Vatos Locos, and then also it's really cool where it's just like, "Give me some chum chum." That's probably my favorite quote. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, he played the role well. He did. He just kind of had that persona, but he was not suited for a professional job at all. Yo, Dan Cortez, hey, those MTV Rockin' Jocks. Now those were my life. Like they totally should bring back Rockin' Jock basketball and softball. Every now and then I'll go on YouTube and watch some of those, like to see Dan Cortez versus Bill Bellamy. Those were like some epic matchups. Yeah, Blood In. I was actually watching someone that went to the filming locations of Blood In, Blood Out. Give me some chun chun. Yes, exactly. Yo, that gives me nightmares. Like seriously, that's the reason why I will never end up in prison, no matter what. Just the fear of someone saying, "Give me that chun chun." I'm like, no, no, you will not. uh, yeah, that was better baseball than the MLB for real, man. Seriously. I mean, you get. I mean, where else can you get someone like? It was just such an eclectic mix of celebrities. You'll get someone like Marky Mark, Jaleel White, Neil Patrick Harris, Boys to Men, Flea, freaking someone like you just have some random ass 90s celebrities, and that's what made it so fun. Like seriously, someone drop a 50-point basket on the 25-foot goal, or the 10-point baskets from outside the 3-point line. Like seriously, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. They had all types of weird stuff. That made it fun, man. But seriously, those were some real deal fun times. Like being able to watch those moments. Rock and Jock, like such a weird mishmash of '90s relevance. Right, exactly. And the funny thing is, Jaleel White was actually a pretty good basketball player. I remember being originally from Memphis, Tennessee. Our most famous basketball player was Anthony Penny Hardaway. Speaking of a '90s name, and he would come to Memphis every summer and have a celebrity basketball tournament, and he would bring some pretty big people to the game. Like I remember one year Shaquille O'Neal came, one year Jaleel White, Scottie Pippen, a few other people. It was a lot of fun, and I remember being very impressed with Urkel's basketball skills, and it actually ties into that Family Matters basketball episode with Larry Johnson appeared as Grandmama. It was good to know that it wasn't just acting; he actually had a little bit of game as well. Oh yeah, Hollywood Squares should do a horror celebrity show. Yeah, for real, that would be dope. Some sort of some sort of like horror celebrity show would definitely be fun. Like Felissa Rose would totally be like the center square. I would totally see Felissa as the center square, like prime real estate. That needs to happen, Bumper. That's an absolutely fantastic idea. But yeah, Tony, my heart aches whenever I think of Penny because if he didn't get injured, he definitely would have had a Hall of Fame career. You know, that would be dope. Like just to see a different, like, different mixture of horror celebrities in a game show setting. So that would be super fun. Like, and it would most definitely have to be Drunk Felissa. I would have it no other way. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'm all about the hand checks, everything. I mean, for as athletic as today's basketball players are, there's no art to the basketball game anymore. Like, everyone decided to play catch up to the Golden State Warriors style of play, and it kind of took out the the certain je ne sais quoi in the style of play that different people have. Now, granted, I think we're just currently in that era, but I think it will eventually transition again because it's no longer entertaining. It's just like, all right, pick and rolls, pop a three. There's no mid range shots. Big men are no longer banging in the paint. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that everyone has a 3 point shot nowadays. But if that's everyone's arsenal, it just sucks. It should just be a 3 point contest. I mean, it just doesn't compare. Yeah, I think a lot of sports are suffering from how much money the athletes are really making. I mean, and I'm all for the athletes getting paid, but it's just one of those things where it kind of affects the enjoyment of the game, where everything is almost like a business decision nowadays. Yeah, Reggie Miller. Yeah, and that's why you had really good players of all eras, and I feel like they could also play in all eras. Like Reggie Miller, he would be able to play in today's game because he was a bit of a forebearer for how they play today as far as running around the perimeter, running around screens, pop open 3 point shot. And Reggie would definitely average way over 30 if he had the permission to shoot the shot like they have nowadays. But it's crazy, like just looking back at like 90s basketball to, let's just say to the Shaq and Kobe era. There's still a lot of fun basketball being had. You have Hall of Famers like Tim Duncan. Even though I wasn't a fan of Tim Duncan's game, I respected it because he was efficient. I mean, that dude was an assassin out there. Yeah, seriously. Reggie was really ahead of his time. And the only thing was, he was probably the second best player in his household because his sister Cheryl was a beast herself. Like, I think the consensus is that Cheryl was a better player than Reggie. Man, this film is so good though. Like, they did a really good job of making you care about the characters. They actually made people likable. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't call any fouls, man. I mean, you could get hacked, but you can't call it. People are gonna look at you crazy. Like, dude, my head is hanging on by a thread. You almost decapitated me. It's like that wasn't a foul, dude. There's this really cool dude that I follow on YouTube. He basically plays like that, just old school, fundamental basketball. Like, he's gonna back you down. He's gonna do like this one-handed, almost hook shot, and he's gonna bank it in on you every single time. And that's the basketball that I grew up learning. Like, I'm you're going to play against someone that is 2 times the size as you, and you have to find a way to be efficient in scoring because he's going to almost back you down and get it in almost every time. So you have to find a way to make him miss shots, get rebounds, and get ahead of the scoring. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's how you're gonna. It just bred a certain toughness in you, and that just showed you that you're not going to get your way on the court every time. You know, there are no refs out here. No one's going to go easy on you. Just get the ball in the hoop. Oh yeah, you gotta have. I mean, trash talk and everything is going to be a part of it. But the cool thing is like earning people's respect. That was like the most fun thing about playing basketball back in the day was earning people's respect or going onto like a court that you're unfamiliar with and having people underestimate you. And then, you may not even be picked for the first game or two, but once you actually get on the court and actually show that you have some game, and then people are just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up, man? Okay, I see what you're coming with." You may be on the team that wins for a few extra games, or let's just say your team loses, and then you get immediately picked up for the next game because they saw that you had a nice shot, that you're out there rebounding, you got some good handles, or whatever the case may be. Man, that was like such a fun way of meeting friends back in the day, like for real. And it was a fun way of just like looking back on certain times or just coming back on that court and then someone would just say like, "Oh, I remember dude, man, he has a wet jumper, man. Yeah, we're picking you up," or something like that. So those are a lot of good times, man. And not only that, but being able to play basketball all day. I mean, man, like straight up all day, either half courts or if you are in a case where you didn't have a lot of people coming on that court, you're just running full court. Oh man, don't let a full court game get started where you actually got maybe like 10 people. If you got a good 8 to 10 people, oh man, nothing like it. Like we're actually really running the court and we are going to be super tired after this. That's what's up. That's what's up. So Bumper had that shot. He was out there pulling like Dirks before Dirk. I like that though, man. It was always fun being able to take those long range shots on the playground and stuff, knowing that people weren't necessarily doing that in college and basketball or college and pros just yet. And now people are playing on the playground how we did on the playground. They're playing on the professional court how we did on the playground, I should say. I grew up playing hockey, that and basketball is no joke. Hockey, yeah, yeah, for real. All right, got some good Rain-X product placement there. Yeah, for real. Let's just say you pissed your coach off and now you have to run suicides. Those are not fun at all. Yeah, hockey shifts like 40 seconds nowadays. Yeah. Backskate. Yeah. Yeah. Safe to say they weren't being nice to the population of the town. Hey, how's it going, Lori? What movie did they show? They showed Companion tonight. My guess was either Companion or Hard Eyes. I would have been fine with either movie, but I figured Companion would probably be the more excited watch that people would be looking forward to. He looks like Kenny Powers' brother. Hey man, I love some good Kenny Powers, man. He's pounding down. And glad that you're here, Lori. Oh no, no, no! Do not check out the companion trailer at all, Tony. You're gonna get some stuff spoiled for you. Literally, actually, you're probably gonna get a good. I would say the trailer spoils a good 40 to 50% of the movie, and I looked into why they did that, and apparently the director said that when they did teaser trailers, they weren't creating enough of a buzz, so that they decided that they were going to actually spoil a good part of it. But well, I'll say this, Anthony, as someone that doesn't mind being spoiled, I checked out the trailer and there are still plenty of surprises to watch in the film. So I will say, if you're someone that doesn't necessarily mind getting spoiled certain things for you, I would check it out then. I'm someone that doesn't get too bent out of shape about it, but I knew there was probably a reason why the trailer was like that. And after actually seeing the film 100% now, there's still plenty of surprises in the film. So you can watch it and, you know, it won't be too bad. I would say that if you see the trailer and you're still intrigued for it, definitely check it out because it's a fun watch. And I'm becoming a bit of a fan for Sophie Thatcher. Like, I already enjoy Yellow Jackets, even though season two wasn't as good as season one for me. And her portrayal in Heretic is freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to what more she'll have in store for us horror fans. It's cool to see that we may not actually see it now, but we may be in a new cool era of young scream queens because we have a lot of young actresses that are kind of making their name in horror, and if they kind of stick with horror in some ways, especially with horror kind of getting more and more respect now. Like, for instance, like The Substance, nominated for Best Picture, guys. Freaking amazing. That is like fantastic. I mean, as horror fans, we don't care whether or not the Academy gives recognition to our favorite films, but we can't help but notice when they get stuff wrong. Like, for instance, like how Tony Collette cannot get nominated for Hereditary is still a travesty because that's still, I feel, one of the greatest, roles that an actress has played ever, in barring any genre. So the fact that she didn't get nominated, crazy. So the fact that Demi is getting nominated, the director is nominated for Best Director. That's awesome. So I'm hoping that for years to come, the Oscars will start to recognize more genre pictures. So, like I said, we have a Sophie Thatcher, we have a Mia Goth, we have Samara Weaving, we have others such as Melissa Barrera. We have just so many people. We have Jenna Ortega. We have young actresses and also young actors as well. Jack Quaid, who's also in this film. Um, He does a great job. Um, and I loving that he's not afraid to get involved in thrillers and horror as well. So it's cool to know that like his dad was in the substance, and then now he's in this film as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the first season was really, really good, Lori, in regards to Yellow Jackets. It took me a while to kind of like get through season two. Like I had to like stop and restart and kind of like regain my interest in it. So I'm hoping for season three. It's more of a return to how season one was. You want the next Gina Davis in a horror movie? I'm with you on that, Tony. It speaking of Gina, I saw what's the film Blink Twice. That was pretty cool. And Gina is in that one, so it's always good to see those celebs that we have an affinity for still doing their thing. And she was pretty awesome and funny in that role. So hopefully we'll see more Gina Davis and stuff, and hopefully we'll get um, a young actress that would remind us of a Gina Davis. And speaking of another young actress, Molly Qualley. I mean, of course, with her being in The Substance as well, she did a fantastic job. And some people feel that she should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress. That's funny that you mentioned that, Bumper, because of course, at the cosplay contest, the moderator mentioned that of how like he loves seeing people that are getting creative with the cosplay opportunities, and how you see the Michael Myers and the Ghostface and things of that nature, and those are fun. I feel like those are either fun beginners cosplays to do as, or if you're a younger kid to kind of get your feet wet into it. But yeah, and you're also as well because the moderator, or the host, mentioned that Art the Clown is getting there as well because getting so popular. So many people are wanting to dress as him. Like there are so many Art the Clown cosplayers at Days of the Dead. I would say that was the majority of the cosplayers that I saw. So it's always good whenever I see someone do something different, or they'll have like a deep cut. Like I always point out, like at Texas Frightmare, there are these guys that do the American Werewolf in London cosplay. There's a guy that does the Tourist Trap cosplay. If you're doing like a deep cut or something that I don't really see often, I always try to put them on the channel for sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bumper. I just got through one. I'm at 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 40 seconds. So that's probably my last ad. Keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, they are too easy. You don't really have to put much effort into it. I mean, especially when you can get a ready-made costume, and especially with the Halloween and Friday the 13th one, you have this company that actually makes very screen accurate ones. And like this dude actually has the coveralls for Michael Myers that are literally spitting image of what you would get in the films. So yeah, it's too easy nowadays. The masks are too easy. You can get them rehauled to make them more accurate. So I'm with you. I do agree when people put a bit more creativity and take a bit more of a risk. His last house on the left. Now, last house on the left is a doozy for sure. That's quite a double feature. That and the remake. Yeah, Nightbreed. Yo, yeah, seriously. Oh man, I got into Nightbreed very late. Um, I had a friend of mine that was a big fan of Nightbreed, and once he found out that I had never seen it before, he was just like, "Dude, we're sitting down and watching this, but we're watching the director's cut." Which one is it? The director's cut? I think it's the director's cut. I'm just making sure it isn't like a producer's cut, but I think it is the director's cut. But yeah, that's like so cool. Like that film was so fun. And then like to find out like Cronenberg's in it, it's just like, wait, what? Okay. Yeah, I got into Nightbreed very late. That was definitely one of those movies that yeah, that's probably about the same time as me, Anthony. It's about 10 years ago. I got into it very late. But I'm glad that you know, when you have those friends that are just like, no man, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on to this awesome movie. Oh, you haven't seen Nightbreed? Make Me Go Space for You? It's a fun watch. If you're into like great special effects, great looking creatures, great looking monsters, oh, definitely gotta watch it. I will say that it admittedly starts off a little slow, but once it really ramps up, watch it. Oh, it's a fun watch. It really should have been bigger than it was. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, definitely check it out. And then anything from the mind of Clive Barker, I'm willing to check out for sure. Here comes his ending. Yeah, you're right on that, Tony. I would say it's definitely something that you need to watch at least once. It's quite an experience. I could definitely see how some people may not be fans of Nightbreed, but that's why I say if you're into like very cool and creative special effects and monsters, oh, I always say it's kind of like the grown up version of Little Monsters in a way, because I was a big fan of Little Monsters as a kid. So once I saw Nightbreed, I'm just like, wow, this actually kind of reminds me of Little Monsters in all the best ways. So definitely check it out. Yeah, you need to find a bunch of friends that would dress up like Nightbreed cast. Yeah, for real. That would be dope. Like for real. I definitely want to do I want to do They Live. I totally want to do a They Live one. I want to like rehearse the fight scene and everything. That's one of my cosplay ones that I want to do. And I want to do that at one that of course Keith David is at. So that would be super cool. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of fantasy in that as well. Yeah, like that's the highlight of the film to me. It's like the creature concepts. You're so right on that bumper. Like they look so good and so creepy, and the storyline is good. I wish that they would have gotten the love to actually create more Nightbreed films, because that would have been such a cool universe to play around with. So that's why I feel like, that could also be a film that could do with a remake. Because audiences just didn't, they missed out on Nightbreed. But they will have to do practical effects. Please don't do Nightbreed with CGI. Oh God, no. Yeah, They Live is awesome. Like I got onto They Live a bit late as well. It was funny enough. It was after the Billy versus Jimmy fight on South Park, and I actually had a teacher that watched South Park, and he explained to us that that was actually from They Live, and he was like, "You guys need to check out They Live if you enjoyed that fight." So, needless to say, that was something that I was renting very soon, and fell in love with that film. Yeah, I know, and it's cool to know that John Carpenter even bit that fight from a John Wayne film, and it's pretty cool to see that inspiration. Yeah, for real. I would definitely have to do that cosplay when Keith is at an event. Man, that's such a fun movie, guys. Like the perfect amount of like dread, good amount of action, good stories. I was just a good underrated 2000s horror film. Let's see. I made that movie trailer. They live on my channel. Yeah, for real. Yeah, they really do need to bring a sequel. I mean, I totally think they should, but nowadays kids are going to, you know, go back to, um, you know, Nightbreed to check it out in all of its glory. They'll probably requel it, if anything. But they definitely should do the sequels. Like, seriously. Like, they really dropped the ball on the Nightbreed universe. Like, if they were on the universe kick that we all are on nowadays, back then, I could just imagine the Nightbreed movies we would have gotten. Jimmy versus Timmy, I know. Oh my God. I mean, man, I will never forget seeing that Jimmy versus Timmy fight the first time. That was just like so crazy. And then Cartman running around, cripple fight. Oh man, the stuff we could get away with back then. That was crazy. Yeah, that's pretty good outro music, and that's why I said that it kind of reminds me of the feeling of Schneider's Dawn of the Dead remake. It was obvious that they kind of looked at that remake as far as something that they wanted to do themselves with the Crazies. So that's absolutely super cool to see. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Man, that was so cool. And I know it's a little bit later than usual, but what do you guys think about the later live watch parties? Are you good with it being maybe an hour later or an hour and a half later? I'm just getting an idea just in case I ever am running a little bit late or such. Just want to make sure that you guys don't necessarily mind. Let's see. Tony says, I want to make a movie right now. Yeah, for real. I definitely get you on that. Yeah, seriously. I definitely want to make a movie. And it's funny, like, meeting Bumper and him saying, like, how it's been mentioned to him how he should be in the movies. Like, it's totally serious. Like, Bumper should totally be in the movies. He has, like, he's a tall guy and also he has, like, an imposing presence. But that's generally how like a lot of tall people that I've met are very chill guys, very low key. It definitely gives me the giraffe feeling. It's kind of like, giraffes can be running around in the grasslands with lions and no one's messing with them because it's just like, man, that reach is pretty long, man. I'm not trying to get hit with a super long, powerful neck. So that's dope, man. Like, seriously, Bumper, if I ever think of like something really cool that is going to require someone with height or something that's going to require like someone that was like a super gnarly serial killer, I'm going to look your way, buddy. Okay, so the later ones are super cool. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, especially with the Kings on the road. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, guys. Doesn't bother you guys? Okay, cool, cool. So what we'll probably do, guys, is we'll probably do a trial run of a few later live watch parties if you guys are down for that. I don't mind doing a later one as well. This actually works pretty good for me as well. So we'll probably do the next couple of live watch parties at about 9:30 Central Standard Time and see how that goes. As long as you guys are, cool with that and you guys are able to come out and hang out with me, that's all that matters to me, guys. 81-inch reach, right? Exactly. It's like, who wants to try that? It's like no one's going to try that at all. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's the scene with the nuke. It's such a dope movie overall. I'm glad that they chose the Crazies. I wouldn't have minded the other selections as well, but I trust the travelers. The travelers have very good taste. So, and the cool thing is, whatever movies don't make it, they can always put them back up for future watches. And I'm thinking of incorporating some cool things to where maybe I'll let some of you guys actually pick the movies for some of the watch parties, especially some of you all that come through every week or every other week, especially the ones whose screen names that I remember. Yeah, maybe have you guys, go through Tubi or any of the other free services and see what movie you guys would like us to watch together. So, I just try to do more things that would be engaging for the Greenbook gang. That's right, Tony. I want to have to get like some Greenbook gang like patches and stuff like made for you guys for real. That'd be like some really cool merch for you guys. I've been thinking of like some merch that I could get out to those of you all that support the channel, because I find it really crazy still to this day that you guys are hanging out with me and that you guys really support the channel and give me the love that you do, because I just think that's awesome. I mean, I see so many YouTubers that I fanboy over, and I think to myself, like, why would anyone want to watch my channel over, the abundance of channels out there? So the fact that you guys are here and hanging out with me means a ton. So keep coming through. The channel's going to keep getting bigger and bigger, but you guys being here, you guys are some of my day ones, is such a great feeling. So we're going to keep the horror Greenbook fun coming along for a while to come now. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Just like Bumper said, it's been a long one, so we're going to catch you guys later. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a live stream or two coming from Creep IE-Con. So if you guys are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you are aware of when that is all going down. And also I'll be getting my review for Companion out. I'm thinking tomorrow there's going to be a spoiler-free part, and then I'll include a spoiler part towards the end so that you guys will know my thoughts on it when they're a bit more coherent and actually written out. But I appreciate that, Tony. That means a lot to me, and all of you all are so awesome as well. Your support means the world to me. But guys, I am Brendan with the Horror Greenbook, signing off like I do about this time, letting you know that it is scary in those streets. So let me know that you made it home safely. Catch you travelers later.